My name is Ethel Tupawari Bunting, managing partner of Diadem Finishing, a fashion house that is into image making. We're here to talk about style. For me, style varies. It depends on the individuals. You know, some people are extroverts and some people are introverts. But for me, the basic thing about style is comfort and elegance. Because no matter how nice the style is, if you're not comfortable, you're not happy with it. And for you to be able to stand out, you must have a niche. You must create a niche for yourself. Because for me, I'm an original person. I like to create my own niche. I don't really go on with what is in vogue, because most of my styles are always timeless. And when I'm creating my style, if it is for an individual, I put the body shape of the individual into perspective. So I don't just sew styles, I make sure it flows with the body shape of the person. And then I also look at the complexion of the person. Your color must be right with the fabric. And it depends on the individual, the kind of style you want. If it doesn't go with your body shape, I will try to advise you, you know. For me, simplicity is elegant. So long as it suits your body very well, and then you have the courage. It's about the courage, you know. When you have the good courage in whatever you're wearing, no matter how simple it is, you stand out. And if you have your own niche to it, not what everybody is wearing, then it's also a nice style. It's a style on its own. Before you go into styling for somebody, there are some things you need to put into perspective. You know, the kind of person, if it's an introvert, and there's some people, when I mean introverts, they don't like exposing their body. But you can make something, you know, covering the body of the person, and at the same time, the person is looking very elegant and nice. And if it is an extrovert, you know, that likes to expose their body to an extent, you could also do it. Style for me, it just depends on the individual and what makes you happy, you know. When you walk into a place, you make an impression, you make a statement that makes people's head roll. When you enter a place, it's like a goldfish, you know, in the pool. Among all the others, you stand out. So that's, for me, what is called real style. It's not about adding so much to it, but creating a niche for you, then the others follow. For aspiring fashion designers, you know, when you want to create a style for an individual, it's very important you know the kind of person you're dealing with, the individual. And it's also very important to have a creative designer, you know, because when you have a style, the creative designer help you interpret the style and also help you with illustration so the style can fit properly. It's very, very important you know the kind of person you're dealing with. And then it's also important you advise the person, looking at the body shape of this person, because there are some styles that don't go. For instance, if somebody is very busty, it's always good to leave the topper part simple so you don't look too big. And then somebody that has a bit of hip, is also good to leave it a bit simple. It's already enlarged down there. Adding more style to it will make it look too big. So, and then even colors is very important, because for people that are a bit on the bigger side, plus size, it's always good to use a darker shades, because it tends to reduce the figure, you know, the bigness of the individual. It's very important that if you're a bespoke designer, It's very important you see the person, especially thank God for Zoom. Now that we can do visual videos, you see the person, and it's always good. For me, I always ask some basic questions. How low you want the neck, how low you want the back, how far can I go in exposing? Then even if it is slits, all those things you discuss with the client. And if there are some styles it won't go with the body shape of the client, you tell them, you explain to them why you think it won't go with their body type. But you should put into consideration the body type. It's key, the body type of the client that you're dealing with. And then also the comfort. Like I said, if no matter how fine, no matter how exquisite, no matter how elegant the cloth is, if it's not comfortable, then the style won't work, because the customer won't be happy. And then what have you achieved? Your end result should be a happy customer that will be able to relate your good story to other people. We're pictorial human beings. It's what they see in other people that they want. So because we're visual human beings, it's always good you put eye to detail. It's not just about the style. The inside of your clothes should look like the outside. You should have eyes for detail, eyes for detail to what you're doing, and be consistent with whatever it is you're doing. Your customers will be happy. And then always get a feedback. Always get a feedback from a customer. When you make a style, feedback is very important, because feedback will tend to improve. It will improve your styles. When don't take it badly if you don't get a good feedback. Rather, it's for you to improve on what you're doing. But like I said, for style, you should know the client you're dealing with. It's also good to have a creative designer that will help you interpret your style. You should have a visual impression of the style before it comes out. And then you should also have eyes for detail to whatever style you're producing. Make sure it is what you discuss with the customer. And then if you cannot come up with exact what the customer comes, seek help. Talk to people, also talk with your tailors as they're working. You'll be able to come up with a style, or you can Google to get what you want. But the thing is that you should always make sure your customers are satisfied and they're happy with what you're doing, because when they're happy, they tend to tell people and they will come to you. It's always good for you to also have a timeless style. So when it's out of vogue, the customer will still wear it. If there's any question you want to ask me, I'm here. You can always ask me a question. Thank you.